This video reviews our daily language program screens 49 to 52, or if you have been numbering consecutively, that's 49 to 52, or if you have started over with your numbering, 13 through 16. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look. In his masterpiece, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, Samuel Taylor Coleridge tells a vivid story with startling effects. Now, this is a very common error that I find in student compositions quite a bit as they're writing about literature. They always want to put commas around titles. If you put commas around the title, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, that means he only wrote one masterpiece. And a lot of people think that Coleridge wrote a number of masterpieces. You would have to have a comma after mariner, though, because that is an introductory phrase that has quite a few words to it. So that one would be okay. But the first one you need to leave out. Samuel Taylor Coleridge tells a vivid story with startling effects, E-F-F-E-C-T-S. The running commentary in the margins, added later by the poet, is easy to read and serves as a guide to its philosophy, probably his philosophy, meaning Coleridge's, but look at easy to read. Sometimes you'll see it like that. We'll hyphenate it, though, if it's an adjective right before a noun, like an easy-to-read book. Those would have hyphens. But if you simply said the book is easy to read, then you do not have hyphens, and you do not need them in this case. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner combines the vivid imagery and intricate symbolism which you might expect in something based on a dream. Well, let's say what that something is. It's a poem, so let's change something to a poem. Let's get rid of you and put one or a reader. And then instead of comma which, I want to leave that last part in there. So let's have no comma in the word that. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner combines the vivid imagery and intricate symbolism that a reader might expect in a poem based on a dream. And then, open quote, I readily believe, comma, close quote, read a Latin quotation that opened an early edition of the poem, comma, open quote, that there are more invisible than visible natures in the universe. Next screen. The blending of ordinary and supernatural elements in the Rime of the Ancient Mariner shows, blending is your subject, so blending shows Coleridge's interest in romantic subjects. Now, romantic here means the time period known as Romanticism. It does not mean lovey-dovey, that kind of romantic, okay? It's an emphasis on imagination and rebellion. So, capital R for romantic. Now, if it was in love subjects, little r would be okay, but that's not what the time period is about. Ooh, this is messy. Look at the beginning of this one. In light of the consideration of the fact that, one word, since, or because. Because Coleridge's other famous poems were unfinished, the skillfully constructed, no hyphen with an ly word, remember that rule? And unified rhyme is all the more striking. All right, so we're combining this next one. Coleridge uses the stanza format of a ballad by unfolding the mariner's complex story in a direct fashion. That's one way to combine. Coleridge's 625-line narrative poem, 625-line narrative poem, ends on an optimistic note. Colon. Love is all important. You can hyphenate all important and put a period at the end. For John Keats, using the senses to fully appreciate beauty, split infinitive, using the senses to appreciate beauty fully, led, L-E-D, to an understanding of ultimate truth. The line, beauty is truth, truth beauty, sums up this understanding at the end of Ode on a Grecian Urn. Well, for the title, on should not be capitalized and urn should be capitalized. At the end of Ode on a Grecian Urn, comma, the line, beauty is truth, truth beauty, sums up this understanding. So move the last part to the beginning. John Keats took intense delight in objects around him, contemplating them so closely that he would seem to lose his own identity. Although Keats is considered a poet of sensuous beauty, and look at this one, try to leave out the green part. The truth behind his sensations mattered most to him, so you don't need the words in green right there. final screen for this set. On first looking into Chapman's Homer, expresses Keats's strong feeling of ecstasy upon reading Homer's poetry. Ecstasy is already a strong feeling, so we probably could leave that out. Expresses Keats's ecstasy upon reading Homer's poetry. And again, Keats could be K-E-A-T-S apostrophe or K-E-A-T-S apostrophe S. Ode on a Grecian Urn reveals a Keats haunted by the inevitable passing of beauty. So does To Autumn. That's an afterthought fragment, but in essay writing we cannot have those. Let's just make a double subject. Ode on a Grecian Urn and To Autumn reveal a Keats haunted by the inevitable passing of beauty. In Ode to a Nightingale, a bird's sweet song literally calls the speaker away from the cares of human life and into the essence of natural beauty. Literally is often overused. Most of the time we can just omit it. In spite of poverty, illness, and being rejected by critics. Let's fix our parallel structure right here. In spite of poverty, illness, and critical rejection, Keats remained devoted to his poetry and constantly searched for truth in personal experience. All right, so that takes care of that set.